taking off out of Vancouver Harbor, I had my load on board. I was giving a sightseeing tour and I applied power thinking this is so routine, we're going to do this again and again. And just getting on the step, I hit a log and hit it quite hard. And I actually thought I had hit a boat. I got airborne. It briefs the passengers that we had hit something and we were going to fly by the tower. We flew by the tower. The tower said, "Oh, it's not a big deal. There's maybe a small hole." I thought, well, I'll be correct. I'll be diligent, and I told everyone we were going to go back to the airport and land to get the airplane closer to maintenance. We did. We offloaded the passengers. It turns out I'd ripped a hole 4.5 feet out of the skeg of the aircraft float, and the airplane almost sank at the dock. Now, what brought that on was perhaps my complacency to what was happening at the time, which is taking off. It's a very critical phase in flight. So I now sit up on my toes and I focus before I advance power. I am totally looking out for hazards. We're landing in a very uncontrolled area. Anything can happen on the water as opposed to a runway. And so if anything, a lesson learned was that when we're making contact with the water, be it landing or taking off, you've got to stand right up on your toes, flex the back of your legs so that you get that couple of inches better view over the cowling so that you can anticipate if you need to avoid a log, a boat, whatever. Back in the early 80s, I was flying up the coast to a place I wasn't familiar with, and it took a long time, and to get back, I was in a hurry to get out of the place that I was taking off from so that I could get home before dark. Now, I was totally focused on getting things done as quickly as possible, taking off in a short bay. I was empty, I had dropped my load, and I was headed home. So I'm just running to get things done in the fastest way possible, and I took off without doing my complete checks but I got my rudders up. I got the fast things done, the rudders up and the radio on. And I got airborne and I looked at my fuel gauges and I recognized, you know what, I just took off on an empty tank. Now I was able to switch it fast enough before it blew, but I'm telling you that the lesson I learned there was complete your checklist, and one of the items on your checklist should be your attitude. Are you rushed? If you're rushed, make a note of it. Just say, hey, I'm rushed, so I'm going to do the checklist. I'm going to take it a little bit slower. What's another 30 seconds on the water when it really counts, when it could be very critical in the air?